Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're up to day 17 on our cross Canada trip, and it's our second day in St. John's, Newfoundland, and we packed a lot in to today, so let's get right to it. We found out from a Newfoundlander that they don't often talk about how many kilometers it is from one place to the next. They talk about how long it is in time. So we started off the day and we drove 13 minutes to the BMW dealership in St. John's, and interestingly called the Toy Box. And then we drove another 20 minutes to a garage to get Larry and Dahlia's car serviced as well, because it was time for both vehicles to have an oil change and service. We had done almost 7,500 kilometers, so good time to get that done. We went for a long walk up to Signal Hill Historical Site, and there were a lot of things to see along the way. There are neat hiking paths and little displays along the way. We came to a little well. And then we came to some things called killocks, which were the way that they would make boat anchors. They would use a wooden frame and then weigh it down with these rocks called killocks to anchor the boat. Very cool. Also, we saw that the two sort of local breeds of dogs, the Newfoundlander and the Labrador, and they even have plaques explaining about these two breeds. And interestingly, the one was named Larry. And so, of course, we had to get a picture with Larry posing with Larry. Signal Hill also has a beautiful view to see the harbor at St. John's. So you have to walk up some stairs and make it up to the top and have a look here at the beautiful panorama. On our way down from Signal Hill, we saw some cute row houses and even a mailbox that is made like row houses, and they seem to be typical colors here in St. John's. We also went to O'Brien's Park. It's a memorial. And finally made our way back to the garage to pick up the car. And then we drove out to Cape Spear Lighthouse. And this is the easternmost point of Canada. In fact, it's the easternmost point of North America. And they have, obviously, a lighthouse there, and it's very impressive to look at. And the original lighthouse was out of service in 1955, but it was in operation since 1836. And they have a new, smaller concrete building that serves as the lighthouse. But also they have Fort Cape Spear there as well. And that I did not know about. And so we went into the bunker of Fort Cape Spear, and this was all built during World War II to be ready to protect Canada in case there were some invasions. So Canada was ready. Now this is interesting because this was before Newfoundland even became part of Canada. They didn't become part of Canada until 1949, but they helped out Canada by providing a place for a fort to be built. And underground bunker had like ammunition store, places to store the ammo far away from where the guns were. Now, these guns were massive, and they had two of them still there. And you can see here in the pictures the size of them, and you can only imagine the weight. They had a special counterweight system that would raise the gun up over the bunker so that it could fire if they needed to. Very ingenious, because from the waters out on the coast there of Cape Spear, if you looked towards Cape Spear, you'd see a lighthouse, but you would not see this bunker and these guns because they were hidden.
Invade Canada, they have to come here first. Yeah. These little pockets are just more storage for bags. The ready room.
Oh, look at this.
We had to get, of course, pictures taken at the easternmost point of Canada at Cape Spear. There was a staircase you could go down even closer, and we did go down that, and of course I had to do the rocky running up the stairs thing. One thing we also didn't realize was that on June 6th, when we were there, it was the 50th anniversary of Cape Spear becoming a National Park of Canada. And so the CBC was there with their radio broadcast, Adam Walsh's broadcast called The Signal. And they noticed us wearing our Canada shirts and said, hey, what's going on? What's with the shirts? And after they found out we were on this cross-Canada trip, they thought we would be an interesting part of a radio interview, live radio interview. So Reed and I had a turn to be interviewed, and then Larry and Delia had a turn to be interviewed. And it was also being videoed, because not only was it going to be broadcast live on CBC radio, but it was also going to be uploaded to their YouTube channel. And so if you search for the CBC The Signal, Adam Walsh, on June 6, 2025, you'll see our video. It's actually a long video because they interviewed the last lighthouse keeper of the original lighthouse, and we come in at 24 minutes and 50 seconds, and then Larry and Delia are right after us. So that was an unexpected pleasure on our trip. We then took a drive after we visited Cape Spear. We took a drive to Petty Harbour to have some yummy ice cream at Tinker's Ice Cream Parlor. And then we drove back to pick up the motorcycle and head back to the hotel. And then for dinner, we followed the advice of my buddy Tyler and said, go down to George and Water Street and check out the pubs there. They all have live music, all these Irish pubs. So we went downtown and saw, beautiful artwork on the buildings and could hear the live music no matter where we went. Saw interesting buildings down there. And then we decided to have supper at Greensleeves Eatery and Pub. That was very delicious, seafood there, and we also had live music going on, and it was very entertaining. And maybe then we'll talk. We'll sit silently, listen to our thoughts. Illusions of someday, trapping and holding, prepare together. Tonight we smoke the night. You are hit by a century. You are hit by a century. You are hit by a century. They had a delicious cheesecake for dessert. And then we went exploring some more down there, walking around, and ended up having some more drinks at Shamrock City Pub. And it was a very, very full day. So not only 93 kilometers of driving. I don't know how many kilometers of walking we did for an hour and a half, but it was a good day. And so now we're heading back. Now, don't think that we're just going to repeat the same things that we did on the way back. Some places we had no choice. We had to backtrack on the Trans-Canada, but the goal, mapping out our return route, was to stay off of the Trans-Canada as much as possible and see different sites on the way back. So it's not going to just be a repeat of the same places that we visited. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and be ready for us on day 18. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.